Members, I call the member for Gellibrand.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Well, last week we saw the most outlandish justification for the government's budget of broken promises yet. The latest justification for the government's swinging cuts to health and education, their attack on the pension and the Americanisation of our higher education system is that it's necessary to restore fairness to Australian society. That's what the Treasurer recently told the Sydney Institute, that the budget of broken promises was necessary because we have too many, quote, leaners and not enough, quote, lifters. And that, quote, this year the Australian government will spend, on average, over $6,000 in welfare for every man, woman and child in this country. He then asked a question you don't often hear from Liberal Treasurers: is this fair? Given they're new to this whole fairness caper, it's no surprise that the Treasurer missed the point. When you actually look at where the Treasurer's $6,000 in welfare goes, the largest recipients by far are our veterans, our seniors and our carers. That's right, the Treasurer seems to think that those who have worked until retirement age, people who look after those with disability and people who have served our country in war are, quote, leaners, and that it's not fair for society to support them. Mr Deputy Speaker, these are people who have worked harder than most for our way of life and deserve better than the Treasurer's cheap contempt. The facts just don't support this government's fairness fantasy. Contrary to the Treasurer's insulting leaner rhetoric, the Melbourne Institute research shows that welfare dependency has decreased over the last 12 years. The number of households primarily dependent on welfare payments has decreased by almost 30% since 2001. No matter how they try to sell it, the Australian people just aren't buying the Abbott government's budget of broken promises. They didn't vote for it and they don't want it.